So, hello everyone. Good.
Hello.
Good evening to all of you
Bonsoir.
people. And good to see you all here with
Bonsoir.
the Golden Girls Coffee Klatch, and you know we're going to talk about all things politics. And boy, do we have some doozies for you, because we were talking backstage, and there's just a lot of things that could give you mind worms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got to look out for the mind worms.
Wow.
Yes.
For the worms that could get in there, the mind worms. Okay.
And eat your brain.
They could eat your brain. Or maybe they just encapsulate themselves in like a cocoon, but he's going to eat more to have more. Oh, never mind.
I thought that he was just trying to make excuses for.
He had a worm in there.
Brain not functioning quite right. So
yes.
Well,
no, it's a real thing.
That makes you want to run and vote for him, right?
Yes.
Right.
Cleo, I like your haircut.
If you don't know who we're talking about Robert Kennedy Jr. And he apparently had a worm in his brain.
I'm sure his daddy is rolling over in his grave right now at his antics.
He'd be the antithesis to
absolutely
as it works. But I know all of you. I'm so happy to see you all here, and you know who you are. I love all of you, and I'm not going to name check because we have so many things here to talk about that I have to hurry and start the topics already. And one of them that is fresh in my mind, because Marina was telling us backstage, because Marina lives where they have free news. They have news that is, they actually tell you news.
Yeah, legitimate news comes out of Canada.
We have to get our real news out of Canada through Marina. And one of the things that she found, she was reading about Warren Buffett, really putting a lot of money into stock into this particular company a long time, for like a year now, or it's been a while. And I come to find out now, they're letting it out, the cat out of the bag, that it is Chubb, the Chubb insurance company that is so huge. It's worldwide, locations even in Russia. Okay, so who did Chubb underwrite in March? The 95,000 for the
95 million.
95 million. It was never thousands for Trump. It was always millions. 95 million for the E. Jean Carroll defamation. If he wanted to go ahead, he would have to put that money down. It's not the full amount, it's the down payment. And it was underwritten by Chubb. So we started to wonder, Marina wisely counseled us on thinking about what the heck is Warren Buffett doing? He had to have known they had Russian locations. He had to have known, well, maybe he did or didn't know that they might underwrite someone like Trump, but obviously they weren't going to underwrite his Manhattan Letitia James situation, because he was turned down by a lot of people. So we can at least say that. We can say he was turned down by Chubb on that. Okay, but what is Warren Buffett's deal? Is he on the up and up? And does he really not have a clue about Chubb's? I mean, they are in the business of underwriting. It is true. That's their job. But let's see if Buffett has any hand in this.
Because he has always appeared to me to be above board. And ethical. So, I mean, I understand business decisions, and if it was any other company, okay, what makes me wonder is, why would you keep this quiet for over a year? Why would you not announce? There's a reason that you're keeping it quiet. And is that a nefarious reason?
But you know,
Just
Warren Buffett is he's pretty closed-mouthed a lot about what he invests in.
He's very reserved. He
He's
doesn't
extremely
talk about
reserved. He's from Omaha, Nebraska. I mean, this guy is, just middle of the road.
Corn-fed, Bible Belt.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's not like he even thinks that way. Book says Chubb was credited. Oh, Chubb was credited in the news here too, but it was only mentioned, not explored. Yes. And so, when I look at it, I see that here's he is. He just doing his thing. He's kind of, I don't know. There's a little bit of smoother waters coming. Let me do an additional. Oh, he just wanted to make some money. I don't think he might have had some downturns in his company, his investment company, and he wanted to make some kind of conquest with money because he's known for doing a really good job investing. That's what he does. So, Marina, what have you got?
Well, I got sparkle, bitch, sparkle.
It's about the money, baby.
Yeah, that's his. He's the financial guru. He's the guy that everyone, Berkshire Hathaway. That when you check
his newsletter, right?
The first thing you want to check is what's Berkshire Hathaway at. I also got the next right thing. So I think you're right, Val, in that he was he's looking for the next dollar, and is just kind of
because it's a game. Maybe it's fun for him or something. He likes to win at this investment game, right? Because he's supposed to be the guru guy, right? He's not thinking, well, who are they insuring? He's not thinking that.
Yeah. If he didn't know last year when he first started,
it could have all been wrapped up into one packets of some investment. A lot of times they package up. You don't even know what's in them. I mean,
very true. Very true, Sherry. Very true.
What the 8 of Cups?
Oh,
so even though he's got a lot on the table, he's still out searching for more, something new, something.
That's
more.
his whole. I mean, look at, he's 80 something years old, 90. He wants to. This is fun for him.
I'm really believing that's you got the nail on the head with that one. Some people get off on doing this kind of stuff.
It's just fun. I mean,
what's in the 9 of Wands? So that right there is showing his persistence, and he's going to go for it and whatnot. And then the Knight of Swords.
Yeah.
Let's ride out into battle. We're going to do it,
So thank you, Sherry. So Cleo, what's your thought?
I just don't feel that, first of all, that he's not a big Trump guy. But he's also not somebody that's going to come out and say who he's for or against for president. And he is just all business. And if whatever they did makes money, he's for it. I think that part of him, though, is like a little bit leery. Like, where is Trump going to come up with this money if something happens and they don't get their bond back? So one way or another, if it was used for the Eugene Carroll thing, right?
Yeah.
And things don't go his way, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to go Trump's way. And if he ends up owing money to Chubb, he's going to end up having to pay it. And I can see Warren Buffett looking at it like, I wouldn't mind getting Trump Tower.
Yeah.
I like what you say because, I was throwing some cards while you were talking, and he has to take a leap of faith that that somehow he's going to end up with real estate or something, because this is Trump. Trump paying it back? No, it's going to the swamp. You're dreaming rainbows with that one. So I feel like he really is thinking, yeah, this is a little iffy, but part of Mar-a-Lago, I don't know.
Well, you got to be real risky when you're doing investments at 193 million, whatever it was.
It's the leap. You're taking the leap of faith that somehow it's all going to work out. 95 mil is no small potato.
And no way in hell is Warren Buffett going to get screwed on this.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I mean, the closest political thing I've ever heard the man come out and say publicly was back when Reagan was giving all these tax cuts to the billionaires, saying it's going to trickle down. And Buffett was like, no, it doesn't work that way. But, how does it make sense that my secretary pays twice as much in her taxes than I do? He's like, there's something wrong with this picture. And I think that's when he gained a lot of respect from just regular everyday people, because they were like, oh, okay, wait a minute. That kind of makes sense. But far too many drank the Kool-Aid.
Both of them. I guess you're right.
And
Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, they're not busy trying to figure out ways not to pay taxes.
No.
They don't mind paying taxes.
No, they don't.
I mean, it's not the greatest thing, but they've got so much money, they don't really mind doing that. Plus, they're all working together to, when they pass on, they want to give all their money away. Like Bill Gates doesn't want his kids to have a whole bunch of money and stuff. I'd be really angry if I was one of his kids.
Well,
think Warren Buffett, did somebody just say that Warren Buffett was?
Yes, they said I just put that up there for a second because I don't know for sure if that's actually validated, but
that's not.
I don't think that's true. I was just going to Google it.
They're asking, was Warren Buffett backing Trump? No, he doesn't back Trump. No matter who he backs, I don't think he publicly.
I don't think he'll say
that. Yeah, he doesn't say.
Yeah.
He's all in investments and making money, and he's been very, very successful. And you're right, he's older now. He doesn't really have to do anything amazing, And even if it lost, it wouldn't be a huge, big deal to him. But on the other hand, I think he knows what the hell he's doing. He's been doing it forever, and if he doesn't,
you don't get that level and not know what you're doing.
He will get the real estate if he doesn't get the money, and he's fine with that.
Everybody relax. His political party is Democratic, and I was pretty sure that was true. He used to be really good friends with Liz Taylor. I know she was a Democrat. So, let's just say it's all okay. He's in it for the fun and the money. And
also with that.
So we'll go to our next wonderful question. So, I mean, we really have some great ones to talk about. So Trump has been pinning notes outside the courthouse and handing them to his supporters, all three of them. No, I don't know how many there were.
it's about
4. I mean, maybe 1 or 2. So, I mean, now they're saying that that act in itself could be jeopardizing the gag order. I want to read on that. I want you guys to look at that.
What he's doing is he's trying to get past the gag order by having other people say what he would be saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope.
And here are the people that are doing it.
Those guys,
North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum,
with the
Florida Representative Byron Donalds, presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, House Speaker Mike Johnson of Louisiana fame, Florida Representative Corey Mills, Senator Tim Scott, Republican from South Carolina, Tommy Tuberville, Republican from Alabama, and J.D. Vance, Republican from Ohio. They have all been out speaking his words for him to the press.
So what were you saying, Cleo?
Well, that they all went down to Men's Warehouse and picked up these discount suits that they're all wearing.
Yes.
With the little red tie.
It is so It's so embarrassing and moronic. I am just, when I first saw it, I thought they're joking, right?
I'm a robot. I am a robot.
Mitt Romney said today that it was embarrassing seeing them all go down there and
it is embarrassing. Grown ass men, come on. That whole show was, that whole production was so humiliating.
Yes.
You could see the humiliation in their faces. Did you notice that?
Yes.
They felt like they were in like junior high. Well, we're going to show
Absolutely.
up. The bully wants us to show up. So we have to, because the bully said so.
Yeah, well, they're still under the misconception that Donald Trump is going to win and that they would benefit because they stood up for him during the trial. I'm like, stop it. It's so ridiculous. Made no sense. And when they all dressed up alike, I just thought, okay, they've all lost their mind. I mean,
exactly. Yeah. They could all come up to each other and go, "Hey, Kmart."
The red stick on tie,
Yes.
It's probably not even one that they actually had tied.
No. No, not at all.
So do you actually see this backlashing on Trump? Because there is something about the gag order that he's not allowed to solicit people into doing this. He might have written something on the note that said, feel free to speak up. I don't know what he said, but something that would elicit something. I mean, will that just blow back on Trump?
Absolutely. That is going against the gag order. No, he can't send other people out there to say what he wants to say. No, he is.
According to the article.
And then he puts the judge in such a weird position because the judge absolutely does not want to put him in jail. Trump is doing everything he can to be put in jail, but on the other hand, he's saying, no, I don't really want to go. It's hard to know what the hell he's doing. But I think he wants to use the, look, I'm in jail. Look what they've done to me now, kind of,
But the jail is like, you and Colleen called it, Cleo. You guys said that he'd be in like a holding room with the TV because he has to watch, he has to listen to the trial. It'll be just like a naughty boy timeout room right there in the courthouse.
Well, the statement from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, and I quote, they wrote this on Twitter, X, whatever the hell they call it. Says Trump not denying that he is directing others to speak in ways that are violations of the gag order, which is a violation of the gag order. The judge, Justice Merchan, can order Trump to show cause why he should not be held in contempt. Mm-hmm. The DA can request that also. Subpoenas could go out to Scott, Vance, and Tuberville, but they think it would be distracting circus, and it could well be. That doesn't mean, though, it is less problematic than doing nothing.
I just had an intuitive flash as to why he did it. Because this week or the beginning of next week, it's over. The case is rested and they're going to go to trial. He is trying to delay by getting in trouble.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. I do think that's exactly what he's trying to do. He wants to delay it. But I mean, that's what he's doing with every single thing. Delay. So
it's his modus operandi, but definitely in this case, that's why he's pushing the envelope so much in this particular arena, because he knows if he goes to jail, things halt.
Yeah.
I mean, if he goes to real jail,
I don't think the judge is going to put him in jail. I think they're going to get through this thing, and he knows he's going to be found guilty.
I think you're right, Cleo. I don't think he'll be put in jail because Judge Merchan is like I am so sick of this. Let's
Right.
get it over with. Wrap it up.
Exactly. And yes, Dorian, he could do it
Yeah.
at sentencing. He doesn't
Yeah.
have to punish him right now. He could just say, put yourself on notice. When the trial is over, there will be repercussions.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I didn't know
Right?
that. I just got the chills.
Yeah.
I am
He's
really.
got,
But I
all
mean,
right,
when
we'll
the
start off
trial,
with the compass, in that the judge told him exactly where he needed to do or to
Yeah.
go and what he needed to do. He didn't do that.
Oh.
There was a punch coming. And after that punch, yeah, he's lassoed.
But they said
He's
I got the
tied up.
lasso too. But here's the thing, you guys. He actually is going to go to jail or go to prison in cuffs the minute they come out and the jury
Yes.
says we found him guilty.
Yes.
He doesn't get to go home for 2 minutes and see his teddy bear or whatever.
Or put on a clean
gonna-
Depends.
Put on a new fresh Depends. No. I'm sorry. They're going to cuff him with the little, the little wire cuffs, whatever those, the
zip ties.
zip tie. They're going to zip tie the hands and shuffle him off to Buffalo or maybe Rikers. But
He's thinking that going to jail is going to be like
No.
going off to an island somewhere.
Yeah.
like he's
And
going
he'll
to
just blow away like dust in the wind.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he doesn't see what's waiting for him.
Oh.
On top of that, of all the worry that he's in serious panic mode and trying not to show it. But then this card leapt out of the deck when I tried to shuffle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
I mean, how much Adderall do you think they're going to give him in prison?
Yeah.
None.
I mean, let's
You
talk
get
about
drugs in prison.
I mean, you might have a hot mess on your hands there.
They might give him an Advil, but that'd be about it.
Yeah.
Or an Aleve.
So, yeah, now Amanda's bringing up the Abbott's latest move. So, yeah, that's on our agenda. And we can talk about that next, Amanda. We definitely have that. Because, oops, let me get the right banner up. So, yeah, that is about, yeah, hang on. I don't think I actually have yeah, I have it right here. Governor Abbott pardoned an Uber driver for killing a Black Lives Matter person. He was a murderer. He was sentenced, and Abbott just pardoned him. So that is going to cause, I think, a lot of repercussions from anyone of color and any normal human being who is sickened by, that kind of thing. He's a murderer. How do you pardon a murderer?
Yeah.
That's like letting
sentenced to between 25 and 99 years. Yeah.
Was it accidental?
No.
That is no.
It was not.
He was
Not
to murder.
only
That should tell you something right there. He was found guilty of murder.
Okay.
Not only that, but not only is he pardoned and released, but the restriction of his firearm rights have been given back.
Wow.
Oh, and you won't believe the first card that came out. This is a problem because he will be a repeat offender.
Yes.
Yeah.
He will.
I'm getting the chills.
Yeah.
Because this is like getting a license to perpetrate more hate situations.
He said he feared for his life. That's why he shot him. He feared for his life. And because Texas has the stand your ground law and whatnot, I have never seen anything stupider than people walking around with their gun belt and their shotgun, you know, all over it at the
agree.
Walmart and whatnot. Are you kidding me?
I am uncomfortable even thinking about if I was in my grocery store, in my safe little grocery store, and I had to look up and see people walking around like that. I think, what the hell planet am I on? Am I in the Twilight Zone?
I have left a cart full of food and walked out of a grocery store seeing people walking around like that. And when I get stopped, the second time I did it, I got stopped at the door. And the manager asked me if there was a problem. And I said, yeah, you've got some terrorists walking around locked and loaded and ready to go. I'm getting the hell out of here before somebody gets killed. And I left. And
Mars Blue. Yes, this sick SOB. Give him back his guns.
Wow.
Governor Abbott.
What is wrong with Abbott? Abbott comes comes up with a lot of doofy things that he does. Does he have some mental issues, or is he just a racist?
Yeah. He's a very big racist. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
And he's also an indicted felon that hasn't been charged yet, but he's been indicted. And I don't even know how many years it's been. And he doesn't go to court. And they're bad offenses, felony offenses.
Yes.
Wow.
He's a criminal.
Yeah.
For entertainment purposes only.
Governor of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in a wheelchair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, say that again.
Is he in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know. I guess he can do that because he's governor. He can, but that just makes it just, Texas has always been a little bit strange. And I see why they would elect somebody like him to be a governor. But
Abbott uses his wheelchair as a shield.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's used it in such a way that laws and abilities that were in place to help him get forward in life after he was hurt and put in a chair, he's now stripped from anyone else having that ability.
Yeah. That's pretty
What
sad.
he's doing is he's running a three-ring circus over there. He would make P.T. Barnum and Bailey very proud.
Yeah, definitely.
Because this is his soul.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's not many places you can go with that besides disgust. But on another subject, Larry Hogan, who won the Republican nomination for Maryland's open Senate seat earlier this week, is casting himself as a pro-choice, marking a significant shift from his earlier position on abortion. It's a little two-parter. As governor, I protect the rights of Maryland women to make their own reproductive health decisions, Hogan wrote. I will do the same in Senate by restoring Roe v. Wade as the law of the land. Let me just tell you, before he was completely against everything. Yeah. So is he really telling the truth?
No, he's just learned to read the polls on that and realize women are pissed.
Did he suddenly see the light?
And every man or woman who has voted or taken part in stripping away rights from women, there's lots of them that are starting to wake up and smell the dirty diaper and realize, oh, I effed up on that one.
I have to go back to this. I'm sorry. Artist Liz says on Abbott, I've seen him move his legs like he's going to stand up, but he realizes the cameras are on him.
I have heard someone say that he could get up and move around.
Oh my God.
But he doesn't.
Oh, you guys. Oh.
Yeah.
So poor Hogan. Yeah, he's out in the desert and he's looking for that drink of water. He's very thirsty. And Sherry's absolutely right. He learned how to read the polls. And when he saw the numbers, it was like, okay, what do I do? Well, reverse course. You've always been pro-choice. I've heard you say that many times. Yes, I have. That's exactly what I am. So yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Well, are folks up in Maryland going to be that gullible? Just I don't know.
Depends on who's running against them.
Well, true. Yeah, that
I
might
don't
be.
think they are that gullible, Cleo. I really think that people in Maryland are savvy, and he read the room. He decided, if I'm going to get in, I better switch this up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
they're
because-
close to Washington, right? They're close
Yeah,
to
they're right
DC.
next
So,
to people.
yeah.
Yes.
So
So-
they're a
You
little
see
better
another
informed
thing.
than someone in Alabama, but
Is he a Democrat or a Republican?
He's a Republican.
Republican.
He won the Republican nomination for the Senate seat recently, completely reversing his against, pro-life stance. He had a pro-life stance, and he completely reversed it so he could win this. His podium. This is his, campaign speech. As governor, I protect the rights of women in Maryland to their reproductive health decisions. I will do the same in Senate by restoring Roe v. Wade as the law of the land. That's quite a promise from a Republican who was pro-life.
Yeah.
As they all are.
As-
Until they're pro-life until the child is born, and then it's, well, you're on your own, kid. Better get a job.
Yeah, we can't help you out. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I
Yeah.
think the good people of Maryland that they can see through this bullshit. So if they're not buying it, it's not going to work out for him. But if he's sincere, I don't know. Is he somebody as a governor? Did he make up rules and then back out of them? I mean, has he got a history of doing
He's only
something?
been in a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
so he doesn't really have a track record. So we don't really
That's what I got for him.
jail. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's what popped
Yeah.
out
Wow, really?
Shut down.
along with this, the Three of Pentacles. So, and this one flew across the desk. So it's going to be crystal clear.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to hide
So-
at all.
So Celtic Seer saying, by the way, Sun and Jupiter together on Saturday. It's a good time to review your finances, legal issues, and reach out to those you'd like to make peace with. Until 5:25, then Jupiter goes into Gemini. Good idea. And Connie B saying, stop the steal sign posted at Justice Alito's house.
Yeah.
And Lorraine says, wouldn't it be wonderful to see a secret video footage of the maggot idiots when they meet in private? Oh, that would be hilarious.
I'd pay money to see that.
Exactly, Sherry. Yes, I pay money.
Who wouldn't? I mean, that's just so.
Yeah.
Did you weigh in on this, Cleo, or?
But sort of. I just see it as I put my faith in the people of Maryland to do, because I don't really know anything about this guy.
Yeah, I think we don't really know anything about him.
It's unusual for one to say one thing and then turn right around and say another.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I just wish I could pull that card for our governor.
The people of Maryland will do the right thing.
Okay. So here on another subject, ABC News president Kim Godwin has just been let go, actually by resigning, which she forced out. And they're saying, Trump's been tweeting really bad things, but they're saying that she had a contentious reputation at ABC. CNN reporting on it noted that Godwin was described as embattled, faced criticism for her divisive leadership. Well, I don't know.
They've had an awful lot of turnover in their people in the last 10 years or so. It's like every time I turn around, somebody's left,
Yes, exactly.
Not happily. So
not happily. So I just wonder, when they're talking divisiveness, was she really Democratic and they just didn't like it because they're, the opposite? So all these news stations have been bought by the right-wing media. So these people are finding their way through the landmines. Oh, they're saying judgment. There's judgment, and justice, and the high priestess. So, I feel like she actually had to get out of there. I really feel like she did. And she may really have been kind of a, biatch. Don't know.
A biatch?
Biatch. And,
should I break out my biatch cards?
I think you could, because it's kind of saying there's a little comeuppance on that. Yeah.
I get that. Yeah, it's wrestling ranks. She was very, very contentious and combative.
Yes.
In a lot of ways. And so that left her broke. Broke is just the beginning. Yeah, you're out. Try again. Make better choices.
I have to say, I totally agree. What'd you get, Cleo? What do you think?
Well, I agree with Marina, and also I think that whatever was going on in her job was mentally wearing on her. It was really bothering her, so she doesn't mind leaving it. But I think she'd like to bring attention to whatever the problem was.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she's going to get to do that. I think it's probably best if she just resigns and forgets about it and goes elsewhere.
I get you.
There's no fighting this or battling it or breaking up whatever happened. But I feel like she's got some issues that she just couldn't handle it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. And Sherry,
she thinks of herself as a master. She wasn't. And she had to claw her way to the top. But in the process, she put quite a few people to the graveyard as far as their careers go.
I just got the chills.
But with the contention, I pulled the 5 of Swords. So she's battling, followed by the 8 of Swords. So she had a lot of people feeling really bound up. Ending with our favorite little guy here, the devil. Yeah. It's like, really? Wow.
She was not the beloved leader, I guess.
No.
Apparently
not at all.
Okay. At least we know the 2 cents on that. And there's a Texas judge that is ordering a new election after a GOP lawsuit challenged the 2022 election results in the Houston area. What they said is a lot of people were voting that were outside the area. What will be the result of this? Is this going to actually be authenticated?
What do they mean by outside the area?
Not there were in this Houston, many number of residents, and there were this many number of votes, and the votes came from people that weren't in the area, like mail-in ballot kind of vote.
Yeah, it's like outside the district of whatever
outside the district.
This vote thing.
Well, how the hell did they get a hold of the ballot?
Well, let's just see if this is.
Yeah.
Let's
That's,
just,
you know,
Yeah, it feels like once all the ballots were received and when someone realized they lost, they said, "Oh, wait a minute,
yeah,
this 69th Avenue and Main
exactly.
Street, that's outside the area, right? That's outside the area."
Like
I mean, I vote by
gerrymandering,
mail.
gerrymandering after the fact.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Huh?
I
Yeah.
vote by mail, and they actually send me my ballot via email. Believe it or not, in my state, they actually do this.
Yeah.
Thank you, former Governor John Bell Edwards.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when I get my ballot, it only shows me
Your polling
items
places where
that
you can
are for my district, my area, whatnot, because I can go in like an anonymous thing and just look at the ballot. And
Mhm.
depending on
Yeah.
what district and stuff you're in, your ballot is different, you know,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to local stuff.
So
I mean, if they weren't in the area, how did they
it's
get the
not
right ballot?
likely that they're telling, it's not likely that this is going to, because when you get in your counting, when you're doing the counting, everything adds up then. Why all of a sudden now is it not? Because the
Yeah.
GOP is now saying they're just making up stories, I think. I mean,
Well, they were convincing enough that a judge ordered a new election. So,
it's a Texas judge.
well,
Yeah.
true.
You know, it's probably the same judge who agreed with Greg Abbott about letting a murderer go. Okay, here's what I got.
It's a
Believe
Texas judge.
nothing of what you hear and only half of what you see.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
And energy follows intention.
Yes.
I think this was something that someone said after the fact.
After.
Oh, yeah.
Look at how long it's been.
Yeah, I know. Almost 2 years, and now you're going to say we need to do this again?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I'm just getting that they made the decision to do this. They're just sitting in their fat little place.
Yeah.
But they wanted to create some kind of new beginning, a new beginning point. And boy, the high priestess is flying out all over the place. But this is what I think, this is justice in a way. This priestess is going to know the truth, and none of this is going to fly. That's my intuitive hit. Next card I pull, I kid you not, is the devil. I can't even make that up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And it's not very intelligent to think that they're going to get anywhere with this. Documents.
There's an election coming later on this year. Like, what are you going? When are you going to fit it in?
I'm speechless. Honestly, I'm speechless at this even as a subject. So, yeah.
Five of Pentacles. So, you know, they're.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Page of Swords. So they're trying to put some energy behind this because it doesn't look good. But they end up with the 10 of Swords being stabbed in the back.
It's a frivolous lawsuit. Only because, and this is what my intuitive hit when I read it, the judge is a Trumper, and he absolutely didn't care. He was going to it's just like Aileen Cannon doing her Trump thing. They don't care what the law is. They're going to do whatever they can to bend the rules. So, but that's not going to fly.
There's a new election. When did he want? When is he planning on having this new election?
Revisited by another judge. I think that they're going to relook at this and say, you know what, 2022? Are you kidding me? Yeah. No, I think other stuff will come up, and I think that I think you're right. The judge is just siding with if it's Republicans, he's just siding with the Republicans. So,
and you know, I mean, whether if you're Democratic or Republican, there are a lot of people out there that are really getting sick and tired of every time the Republicans lose, they're running around screaming fraud and cheat and it's not the real results and da 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 da. You know, it's people are getting tired of hearing that same old excuse.
I think they are. I think they really are. And on another subject, SCOTUS Thomas in particular wrote the opinion that confirms the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau on payday loans can continue as they are. And we were just talking backstage, Marina and I were talking about how high these payday loans are.
It's ridiculous.
And how impossible they are to keep up with that interest. Just 2 or 3 days worth of a loan is what, 21%, or I don't even know what the percentage is. Some astronomical.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is so close to the usury law that Oh, okay. Connie B says payday loans are at 170% interest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So here's the thing. How in the HE double hockey sticks can SCOTUS confirm someone who's not keeping that under control? It's not for the consumer's benefit.
No.
In any way, shape, or form. It's a hardship. It is mobster rates. No, worse than mobster rates.
It's one step away from the leg breakers.
Yeah.
So
let's read on will the new I know it's going to happen. Biden second term, will they put in SCOTUS members who will sanction or repeal that organization or do something with that financial protection?
This
let's see. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say this actually works out well for it. It could be considered a win for Biden because I would have anticipated that that Clarence Thomas and his buddies would have said, no, we're going to strike it down. But they upheld it. And I'm just trying to find the part here. Hold on, where it says, I thought I saw something in here that said that it would be good for Biden. Nope, I can't see it. The minute that I put it down, I will. It'll come to me. But
well, in the
meantime, this it was a little bit of a surprise. And yes, pancakes, he's got to go. The only thing I take consolation from the fact that every day I get older and every day he gets closer to leaving the planet.
That's a way to look at it. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm not wishing him ill. I just wanted to have a safe journey.
In my beautiful
balloon. Poor people.
Yeah.
That's why this financial oversight organization is not doing its job. It's like a mobster, teamster kind of mobster thing. And we got that 107%.
That's just mind-blowing that the Supreme Court would do that. I mean, it's always been they've always tried to control the interest rates on credit cards and things like that. And I mean, right now I get stuff in the mail that says, "Hey, guess what? You can have our credit card for only 30%."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I mean that used to be illegal, but when you're talking about over 100, what do you say, 170% or something?
Yeah,
Oh, that's a low one. I've seen them over 200%.
Oh wow!
That should not even be legal. And
No, it shouldn't be.
It never has been before. So
it never has been before. It never
It's
has
some
been.
weird kind of way that they have reworked these loans.
Yeah, it's called GOP. I'm going to
Yeah.
take your money because I'm rich and you're poor.
And it targets people that are in desperate situations and have no way to get money to deal with an emergency, you know.
And these are people that vote for Trump.
Yeah.
Well, and you look back at when the housing crisis, you know, how they played with that, telling people to refinance at a low interest rate, but they didn't realize that a year or two down the road, that interest just quadrupled.
Yeah,
exactly. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's really taking advantage of people. And I'm sure that, you know, that they don't make a big issue out of saying, oh, and by the way, the percentage rate on this loan is 170%. Because I mean, if I even heard that, I would
compounded daily.
That's a typo.
Compounded daily. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you know, here I show the confrontation, the battling about it. And here is the star card. So good things are coming. When I looked at this in Biden's administration, what's going to happen? I see really good things. They're going to make some changes. And I see a celebration. So these things will be righted. This will not go on because families should not suffer. This is the United States of America. Our government is, they are elected representatives of us. How are we letting this happen? We need to
because people don't pay attention.
No, we need to get SCOTUS fixed up because SCOTUS. You know,
that too. I started out with the moon, so everything's been in shadows for so long, you know, in double speak and back behind closed doors, and nobody knows what the hell anybody's doing. Followed by the 9 of Swords, so that's a hell of a lot of worry. That's
it really is.
You know, these are the people they're targeting. Are people that are in this position. And their kid broke their arm, their car broke down, their, whatever, something
way over. Yeah, you can't.
$500 would fix it, but they don't have $5, much less $500.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but I see in the end when Biden hits his second term, I mean, I'm looking at the high priestess here more as someone who's going to be righting a lot of wrongs and making things the way they should be, not the way they are. And so that's what I got.
This is interesting. I got the egg and the candle. And when I first looked at it, I thought, oh, well, that doesn't make sense. How am I going to make something out of this? And then I heard was, how do you tell if an egg is fertilized? And it was like, oh, yes, you hold the egg up to a candle. And that's how you can tell if it's fertilized. So, all right, clearly this is something that, yes, when Biden gets in again, he is there. They are going to be able to look at a lot of the things that are hidden, that are behind a shell right now, and identify exactly what's behind it to fix it.
So CC Ryder, I agree, Marina. CC Ryder saying they actually go after payday loan. Well, CC Ryder, they aren't doing a very good job. So
well, they've been hamstrung with a lot of this
saying
stuff.
You've actually worked with their team on bank projects after the corrupt bank targeted military families. Understood, but apparently they are not very vigilant on the payday loan. You know, in the strip mall, they're everywhere, charging 170.
And a lot of that is because the GOP in the Senate and in the House have done everything they could to impede the CFPB from doing their job.
Well, whatever is hampering them, they need to get on the stick and get it done.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying.
Families need that extra time between the paycheck. When you have a lot of children and you have extra needs and things happening, you need that flexibility. I totally understand that, but not that kind of interest rate. And the minute somebody sees that, they should be able to report it and get them targeted immediately. So
I can tell you, for those folks who are not fond of socialism, I can tell you that one of the benefits is that there are Canadians who struggle, and they struggle just as bad as our American friends do as well. The difference is that due to some of our social programs, there is always some place that you can go to get that one-time help.
Yeah.
It may take a little longer if you're one of those people who needs it all the time, but there is always some place that you can go when it's an emergency. It's just a one-time thing, and the government is willing to help out. Right?
Yeah.
So, we pay for that through our taxes, but that's one tax I don't mind paying.
Yeah, I understand, and it's good. And the way they dirty mouth, that's socialism, like that's communism. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So we have our form of it by our healthcare system for affordable healthcare, and by our social programs that we have in place. And you need that kind of safety net. You need that for people. That's humanitarian. Hello. But anyway, so Biden signed sweeping aviation safety reform bill for something good for us to end on. So all these horrible situations with Boeing and planes falling apart in the sky, or maybe they're found with bolts missing, or whatever it may be. Yeah.
And Trump's plane landed, and while it was taxiing somewhere, it hit another plane. And that was he wasn't in it, but it was the Trump plane that he uses.
Yes. Yes.
Boeing.
Yes. He clipped another plane when he was there. The plane was, on the ground, and he clipped another plane, the Trump. Yeah. So I don't know what the results were, but
wow. By the way, didn't Biden just also decide to make sure that all the insulin was there was a cap on that at like $35 for insulin?
Oh, I didn't know. If he did, good for him. Because
he did.
He just did that. So he's been busy doing good stuff. Everybody's paying attention to what Biden is doing.
Yeah.
Versus what the other guy's doing.
He's doing things for us that's going to affect us immediately, our family members and those of our community. He's working really hard. And look at all the student loans that have been forgiven since he's been in office.
I was one, got mine forgiven. In our
community, Allie was another. In our small community, that's two people I know that were affected.
You want to talk about outrageous interest rates? I borrowed $25,000.
Yeah,
I owed $75,000.
Wow.
And through the grace of God, spirit, whatever, I applied when Biden started working all this. I applied for every freaking thing that was out there, and I got my entire loan forgiven.
Thank goodness.
When I got that letter, I sat and boohooed like a baby for an hour.
Yes.
The relief that just poured off of me, that, my God, this is not hanging over my head anymore. It's, other people need to experience that.
Yeah. I think most people, Sherry, if they take out student loans, would do whatever they could to pay them back.
Oh, I paid on
The
mine for
problem is not that,
decades.
you know, I forgive me because I don't want to pay it back. It's how much I'm being charged. And you know what? I'm going to be paying for this loan for the next 27 years.
Oh,
You know,
longer than that. I
yeah.
paid on mine for 15 years and never made a dent because it was
I
just
mean, never,
interest that I'm
because of
paying.
interest. So Deb Marsh says her son-in-law just had his college debt forgiven today.
Oh, hallelujah.
Fantastic.
That's marvelous.
CC Ryder's educating us, but the appeals court seized on a separate argument over the CFPB's funding structure to invalidate the rule or something. So we don't know the whole story, but that is some of the story.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad, Deb, your son got that.
The CFPB was Elizabeth Warren's baby. She's the one that came up with that. And she did it because as a lawyer with one of the firms that she went to work with, the first thing they did was they stuck her on the bankruptcy court. And so she went into it thinking, well, these are people trying to skip out on their, you know, paying off their bills and blah, blah, blah. And then she got in there and saw the truth of why so many people have to file for bankruptcy. And she was like, okay, wait a minute. There's something really wrong with the way this all works. And she got with a couple of other economists and they came up with the basic outline of the CFPB. It was all set. Obama was all set to have her head it, roll it out and have her head it. And the GOP had a conniption fit over it. And that's when she ran for senator and won.
We only have a minute. I mean, we're actually out of time, but I just wanted to throw this out there. Cece says the case began as a challenge to payday lending rule. And they make the regulations for the payday loans, car, title loans, and other loans with high interest rates. And then her second post is, but the appeals court seized on a separate argument about the funding structure to invalidate the rule. So I feel like there's a lot of, I'm sorry to say this, and, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, GOP's in position out there to make sure that the poor pay more.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
You know, I'm just going to say it like that. And, you know, thank you all for being with us today. And it's been a fun.
It's been great.
I wanted to read on Trump, his mental state, knowing that this next week is probably maybe Tuesday, you know, maybe Wednesday. They're going to rest their case. The jurors are going to go back and deliberate. What's Trump's mental state, Cleo?
Well, yes. You know, if it comes back guilty, this is the beginning of what we've all been waiting for with Trump to finally just. He's so irritated right now about the gag orders, not being able, and all the stuff that's coming out. And, you know, what's his name? Cohn, the attorney that's up there. He has been doing a wonderful job. You know, and they thought, they knew that he was going to be pretty good, but they were a little concerned that they're going to bring up all the lying and well, he's already paid his debts. He already spent his time in prison, and he did it for Trump. And the jurors all know this now. So I see it as a, you know, that he's going to be found guilty, and he's going to have a hard time accepting that. I don't know if it means sending him back. I mean, the man is talking about Hannibal Lecter. He's talking about
like he's a real person.
Yeah, and the gangster guy, Al Capone.
Al Capone.
I mean, it makes no sense. He's always been borderline anyway. But I think this is the one thing that's gonna. And it's just amazing that this is the thing that's going to push him over the edge. But we'll see how he how he does. The little group of guys dressed up with their ties and stuff, that was so stupid. But did they do it just to kind of help him? Did they see his mental state deteriorating and they thought, oh, we need to let him know we're behind him? And I'm
Maybe
thinking,
so.
what?
That is just a sad thing. Behind what is the real, and so next week, just like Cleo said, it's going to be, you're going to have to get your popcorn,
Yes.
sit down in your comfortable chair and get your iPad out or watch it on watch it on C-SPAN, whatever. It's going to be something you're going to want to watch because I'm going to.
Oh, looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
He's managed to sit there with a grumpy face, either asleep or just grumpy for the whole thing. And so,
worse than grumpy, he comes across as a 2-year-old having a tantrum and trying to
I just want to ask Cleo
if
Cleo thinks it's going to be anticlimactical when they come back and the jury probably are going to deliberate for a few days, but when they come actually back and say it, are we all going to be surprised, or are we going to be like, yeah? But is he going to be?
when the decision is made and the jury tells us if he's guilty or not, does that mean that's the end of the gag order?
Yes.
So then he'll see that as a license just to go absolutely berserk.
I believe you're right. And when they put the cuffs on him, because apparently I've been told that the minute they say felons don't get, you can go home on house arrest for a few days.
No.
They are cuffed.
They are cuffed immediately and hauled
taken
to court.
away. So you're going to want to tune in. Now, I realize it's not televised and we can't actually watch, but you want to
hear about it.
You want to watch a show that has people inside.
They maybe snuck a camera in there when no one was looking.
We'll just see. They make a lot of pictures. And of course, this one person drawing the pictures makes everybody look like they're 100 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they made Stormy Daniels look bad. And I'm like,
it's just the worst. It's just the worst caricatures that he's doing. Or she. I don't know who's doing it.
It's a she, and she's doing terrible ones. They aren't even. No.
That's been very irritating.
It's irritated me because it has no likeness to the person that they're drawing at all. So
I don't get that. I don't get why they do that.
I don't get it either.
And yes, Anya, cuffs, absolutely. And you can tell if
cuffs.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you are ever in a courtroom and the convict or person, whatever they call them,
many bottles.
The defendant, when they say, we're ready to read the verdict, and the defendant, please stand up.
Yeah.
If you see the guys in the back in the uniform start coming forward, you're gone. You're gone. They are right behind you.
They are moving into place as soon as that verdict is read. If it's guilty, they slap those cuffs on so fast.
And he'll just start talking about the corrupt judge, and and these again attack the daughter of the judge, and he'll just be going on and on. You can't do this. This is corrupt. This is not.
That's fine.
I just want to
say, put the cuffs on, and boom, you're out that back door. That's it.
Get your full bottle of champagne. In fact, get 2 bottles of champagne. You're going to want to celebrate.
One for me and one for everybody else.
Yes, that's right.
I want to thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Your input. It always makes for a lively conversation back and forth. And thank you, Marina of Heart Centered Tarot, Cleo of Cleo the Seer, Sherry of Voices from the Swamp. We absolutely love you all. Go like and subscribe. Absolutely. Leave a comment, if you will, everywhere. it helps with the algorithms. And we'll
Absolutely.
see you next time. And who's hosting the next one?
I am.
Okay, I do got to say just one thing. Everybody go to my channel because I put up a new video this morning.
Oh,
She sure
you
did.
know? Oh, I'm going.
All right. Okay. Gotta go, folks. Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.